From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Snowfall has returned to mid-Michigan this afternoon. The first wave of snow along I-96 is now pushing northeast of town, but there is more developing to the southwest. As you look at future radar over the next 6 hours, notice how the snow begins to fill back in by 11, 12 o'clock tonight. So we'll have a long round of very light snow. And accumulation-wise, at least for the evening hours, next 6 hours, very, very light. We'll dive more into the numbers coming up in just a minute. Temperatures are below freezing, 28 Lansing, 29 in Jackson, which means any snow could create some slippery travel out there. You'll have to be careful tonight and into tomorrow morning. In fact, tomorrow morning is probably the worst of this particular event. Check out the roadcast, and as we move to late tonight, it becomes icy in patches. By tomorrow morning, roads may be a bit snow covered, but then things will start to improve into the afternoon hours and much better driving weather as we head into the weekend. More on the snow and how much to expect coming up. 6 News at 6 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 6.
Once again, the State House of Representatives was not able to function today because some lawmakers decided not to show up for work. It's our top story tonight at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones. Siobhan has the night off. For the third time in the span of a week, every State House Republican refused to show up for votes on the State House floor. One Democrat also refused to attend, which means the House did not have a quorum and could not conduct any business.
Mr. Speaker, a quorum of the House is not present.
We are currently in the lame duck session between the election and the seating of a new legislature, which means some big and often controversial issues were brought up for a vote. This was supposed to be the last day of the session for the State House, but after being paralyzed by absent lawmakers, the House will try to hold a final session the afternoon of New Year's Eve. Well, State House Republicans held a press conference today at a barbecue restaurant in Midland, explaining why they have once again chosen not to show up for work. They say the Democrats who control the chamber are not focused on passing bills Republicans want, like maintaining a lower minimum wage for workers who earn tips.
They rely on a tip system to help pay their bills and earn a living. They also rely on a realistic earned sick time policy and leave policy. And all of that is at risk come February 2025.
Attorney General Dana Nessel offered a legal opinion this week that lawmakers who refuse to show up for work could be guilty of a misdemeanor. Well, 2 Democrats also stayed away from Lansing yesterday, which paralyzed both the State House and Senate. Both of them did show up at the Capitol today. So why wasn't the House able to vote? Our Capitol correspondent Tim Skubic explains.
If you're the eternal optimist, you could look at these new developments under the dome to be good news. Detroit Democrat Sylvia Santana boycotted yesterday's Senate session, but today she showed up, giving the Democrats a chance to pass legislation and move it to the Michigan House. But that action would have been meaningless. That's because over in the House, it was day 3 of a stalemate, with the Republicans still refusing to sit in their seats and vote, and the Democrats, well, still unable to muster enough votes to vote on anything. Detroit Representative Karen Whitsett boycotted the House session yesterday. She actually showed up in the Capitol today. That was the good news. But that too was meaningless because instead of moving to the House floor to give the Democrats 56 votes to start moving their agenda, she holed up in the office of the House Republican leader, Matt Hall. That's right, the House Republican leader. You can't make this stuff up, folks. From there, she reportedly sent signals that she would be there on the floor to vote yes, but then she said no, and it went back and forth between the 2 choices, and finally she landed on a fat NO. So, while having her show up for work was a positive, it really meant nothing since she would not vote. Unable to muster those bodies to vote, a frustrated House Democratic Speaker Joe Tate told everybody to go home for the holidays and don't bother to come back tomorrow or even next week. Instead, he advised everybody to come back on New Year's Eve, December 31st. Apparently not to pop any corks on the champagne bottles, but to vote on the Democratic agenda for the last time, as the Republicans will be popping their champagne bottles as they take over control in the new year. So what does all this mean to you? If you wanted a permanent fix for the roads, it's on hold. An economic tax credit package to create more jobs, it's on hold, and about 70 other bills in the same category, including a ban on bump stocks and ghost guns. Come December 31st or sooner, it is clear the Capitol Dome will be there, but who's under it to do the people's business, not nearly as clear. In fact, it's a little fuzzy. Here for you in Lansing, Tim Skubic, 6 News.
As always, appreciate you, Tim, and stay with 6 News. There's still more work to be done during this lame duck session. We'll keep you updated on air, online at WLNS.com, and on the 6 News app. Michigan's unemployment rate crept up to 4.8% last month, according to new data released by the state today. That's an increase of 0.2% after the state revised the October rate down to 4.6%. Michigan added more payroll jobs in November for the 3rd month in a row, but the number of unemployed people in Michigan rose by 9,000 overall. The national unemployment rate experienced a smaller increase last month and is now 4.2%. Well, tonight, the latest on a local welder who customers say is leaving them helpless. It started back in October when a single mother took her car to a company to have some welding work done. But she says that she hasn't seen her car in 7 weeks, and the welder has stopped communicating with her. Michigan State Police opened an investigation, and Karina Prieto is here for you now with an update.
That's right, Sherry. 6 News has now learned of more customer complaints against Rick's Portable Welding, a company out of Eaton Rapids. I spoke with one of these affected customers and the Better Business Bureau to try to get down to the bottom of it.
It's a lot of stress on my family.
What started as a welding repair recommendation from a friend has turned into a 7-week nightmare for Amber Rochester.
Even a Google review, things looked normal. When it was supposed to be done, he just stopped answering my calls.
She dropped off her 2011 Chevy Equinox to Joshua Vergeson at Rick's Portable Welding, and now she's noticed some concerning changes to her vehicle, which still sits on a trailer in the lot.
There's been some things that he's removed off the front of my car by the looks of it. He was supposed to be doing work in the rear end of the car to begin with. I don't feel safe with the condition of what it could possibly be in right now.
Yesterday, the 6 News Investigates team stopped by the shop where Vergeson said this.
All you're going to do is make me more safe. You're going to be happy. You're going to feel like an idiot.
With a daughter in high school and a job that requires travel, Rochester is left with nothing but questions.
So how is a consumer supposed to know, and how do you avoid ending up in a situation like this?
Katie Grevious of the Better Business Bureau suggests choosing companies that are accredited by the BBB.
Accredited businesses have to go through a rigorous background check, and they have to adhere to our standards. So you know that we've already done some of that background work for you.
The welding company is rated an A+ on the BBB website, but is not accredited.
I don't know what to do.
Another viewer left this comment on the 6 News Facebook, saying Vergeson did the same thing to him and he never got his car back. Rochester says another woman reached out echoing a similar story, while others have sent kind words, and some even offering to repair her car at no cost once it's returned.
I just get teared up.
Now, if you've had a similar experience with a company, be sure to report it to the Attorney General's office and the Better Business Bureau, so the company's rating will accurately reflect their performance. You can go to the Scene on 6 section of our website, WLNS.com, to do so. Rochester says, according to Michigan State Police, going to get her car on her own would be considered trespassing. She says MSP should have an update within a week, and she hopes that her story can help others from being in a similar situation.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We've already seen a little snow out there this afternoon. Tonight we'll see more snow redeveloping, and the worst of it, and it's not going to be terrible, but the worst of it will be during the morning commute. So I think at least starting out tomorrow morning, you have to use some caution and take it slow out there on area roadways. But then the improvement, as you saw at the top of the show, will begin to move in as early in the afternoon hours. Of course, big question I get is how much snow is going to be on the ground at 11 o'clock tonight? How about 7 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the afternoon? So let's time that all out for you. Snow on the ground. We'll start with 0 out there now, although we've had a bit of a dusting in spots. By early tomorrow morning, a trace to an inch, probably around 8 or 9 o'clock, 1 to 2 inches. And then as the day progresses and we had a few more snow showers on there, now we're looking at around 1 to 3 inches of total snowfall accumulation from this storm system. Snow, it of course gets us in the holiday spirit, so how about some holiday lights? Let's shift gears and go there. Now this would be even better with a little of this fresh snow out there, but a beautiful shot from Valerie in Jackson showing off lots of holiday cheer there. Love to see it and want to see more. Just head to our website, WLNS.com/holiday-lights to upload your holiday pictures. All right, let's talk roadcast. There it is. You see by this evening some icy spots, then tomorrow some snow, then things begin to improve, especially as we head into the weekend. So overall, things will improve very quickly, but by tomorrow morning, we've got an inch or two on the ground. We continue to snow lightly during the day. So 1 to 3 inches across many spots. To our north, we could see as much as 2 to 4 inches of accumulation, but that's mainly across central sections of lower Michigan. Of course, the ski resorts are loving that. Some fresh powder out there, especially with the warm weather we've got next week. Satellite and radar. There's our storm system to the west. We've had one round of snow. More snow develops tonight. It should be very light, but it's out there tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. The low starts to push away. We've got just a few leftover flurries or snow showers tomorrow evening, and then as we move into the weekend, things are much improved. Now, it will be really cold with this area of high pressure building in. We're talking about low temperatures Saturday night, Sunday morning, near 7 degrees. Our Skyview network tonight, we're looking over towards the Jolly and Dunkel exit on 127. McLaren Cam at 29 degrees. Traffic moving along just fine. No major issues out there. Noticing Grand Ledge, little snow in the road, but still you got some dry patches as well, or wet. So treated roads and things that have been plowed will be just fine. We're at 28 degrees currently in Grand Ledge. In Jackson, no snow so far, so roadways are just dry. Temperature is holding at 29 degrees. High only made it up to 31. Finally, in Hillsdale, also our southern areas awaiting the snowfall to move in. We're at 30 degrees after a high today of 31. A few other numbers, everyone below freezing from St. John south to Hillsdale, so anything that looks wet, treated as icy tonight, it could be. Tonight's forecast, light snow and snow showers, 28, the overnight low. For tomorrow, temperatures just slowly climb back into the lower 30s as morning snow becomes just a few widely scattered snow showers tomorrow afternoon. Because of the rush hour commute being affected by snow, weather aware day tomorrow. Temperatures over the weekend cold, then rain showers possible by Monday evening as much warmer weather builds in for Christmas Day. Next week, highs in the upper 40s and rain next Thursday and Saturday. So we'll cross our fingers that snow hangs on to Wednesday, but I wouldn't count on it.
Oh.
I know. Got rain in there and warm temperatures.
I know. We'll still cross our fingers.
We will.
All right, David, I know that we both love our annual holiday lights, what you just showed us. We're also happy about one of our other favorite holiday traditions, and we're asking for your help. We'd like to recognize remarkable women here in Mid-Michigan who make a difference for their families and the Mid-Michigan community. To nominate someone, just click on the Remarkable Women section of our website, WLNS.com, and then tell us all about the remarkable woman in your life. We'll pick 4 women and profile them during Women's History Month coming up in March. And guess what? Tomorrow is the last day to nominate someone.